floating head. What the hell? Ah. There we go. Not floating anymore. Let's go in.
Nope. Just how attached are you to those arms? Tell your friends. I knew you'd be coming.
I don't know what that means, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I just want to make myself taller because why not? How much money do we have? 4,000. Can we? So that's on the back wall. Is there any on the front? I can't remember. I don't think I put anything. I did not. Should view or ear. Inspect weapon is on X. We're gonna change that to 4. Simply because I can't.
Must you be so
distracting? Need to kill 2 monstrosities. I already did one of those apparently. Collect 100 dynamite. Complete 1 mission with no player deaths. Kill 750 drugs with melee. Kill 500 scabs with range. We got 570. I don't think that's enough. Max health, corruption resistance, and block efficiency. That's actually pretty good. Never picked up a grim. I don't know. I do anything from Mars. But I'll get that. That's actually really good. Just 15 health and block efficiency alone are pretty good. But let's see what can. That's just 15. That's toughness and experience. I think we're gonna replace this for now, and then we'll put this back on when I get to level 24. So actually, I'm probably not gonna use this one. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. And we'll keep this, because that's just 15 max health, which is the same as this. This has extra effects, so we'll keep this, because more health is good.
Ready to serve.
Any Mark 1s? Unborn? Lance rifle Mark 1s? No? You don't? Well, you have a Mark 3. But I want a Mark 1, which you do not seem to have. Okay, but we can always. Where is Mark 1? I can't afford it, so I need to go do a mission. Do I have a Mark 1? I think I have a Mark 2. Yeah, I have a Mark 2. So what I want is a Mark 1, because those are the this is the best variant, apparently. Let's just do Sedition 1 for now.
This is not a good time.
And Yeah, I'm a Death Corps 3 soldier, and as you can tell by my choice of gear, I really like the Death Corps 3 because I got their las gun and the shovel. So I have the full set on. I want to get this backpack because I feel like that fits well with the outfit. And I mean, most Kree soldiers, or at least from what I've seen from like images and whatnot, most Kree soldiers have backpacks. Voice chat. Push to talk. Keybinds. Where is the push to talk is V. Do we have anything on T? We don't. So we're gonna change push to talk to T. Hello, hello. Let's see. So they got the axe. It's a decent. It's not
The
bad.
heretics are pushing into Frontide, and I'm thinking we can't be allowing that. You're headed for Enclave and Barros, one of the
Ready
worst
to kill
affected
some
areas.
heretics?
There's an old Aegis station on the district edge. Get inside and hold it until I can send in a garrison.
Yeah, of course, a soldier. Him. Him. Just him. He was crazy once. Great names. Great names. It's taken a bit to load.
The Skyling's your first port of call. Look for a big bridge.
Stick
Let's
together.
do this.
It's our only chance.
So let's go up here. Got him. He was crazy once, and Sylvana. And then there's my dude called Ordrax. I have no idea why I named him that. I just thought it would be neat.
Stop showing off.
Just random. Just random. Picked it.
Don't go online.
Got some pretty good gear, I would say. Get rid of you.
I can't see her way back.
The decay's already set in here. It's as futile to try saving this place as it is the rest of the Imperium. Sniper! Sniper!
You can stop shooting the Ranger.
I've got oh god.
Assault!
That one is for melee and two is for rifle, but I can just use Q to hot swap. So I can
Rest easy, soldier.
swap like
We've
that.
got this.
But yeah, we got just like that.
Grenades!
Hey man. I'm playing way too much TF2. So the button, like, if you have relearn the button, sorry, Tide, because I played so much TF2, so means that I'm three weapons. This is the main problem with not playing a game in a long while. Oh, damn, okay. Die, 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 say die.
We're surrounded! Catch this, heretic! Darting English!
I feel like making myself taller was a bad idea. The height I was at was better. I don't like being low. Down.
Neighbor isn't our problem now.
Seen one bunch of rotting traitors? You've seen them all!
Indeed, they are rather single-minded.
I cannot change here. I think I'm using the crack grenades.
Got to heal!
But it might.
If the situation is so dire, surely Grendel should be here in person.
Probably got other
Thank
stuff
you.
going on.
The Inquisitor has sent us here to serve.
Yeah.
Do your duty, and that will be enough.
But yeah, I think it's. I'm using the crack grenades. I can't remember. I'll have to check.
Look, stairs.
That's the best part about running with that bayonet attack, but is if you run in this and you just impale them like that.
Mine!
If you need to, use the Medicaid station.
Power's out. Look for some power cells.
Oh, was it something I said? Come here, you little carker.
I have the power cell.
Oh, it's just a veteran to make it rain body man. Good start. A grenade? Lovely.
Here. Go over to here. Here, pick this up, pick up that.
Not all hot air then, zealot!
God, I hate having a limited amount of stamina. But I get why it's in the game, so you can't just run. Can't just run away from the hordes of enemies forever. You gotta actually like stop. Which gives you more reason to actually fight them.
You sure that Carkin Bridge is moving?
Because having it aim down is...
Music down! Music!
One thing with the Hellborn rifle is that you can charge it, which makes it use more ammo, but it deals more damage. And I need to turn this down because it is loud. Let's see what we can do. Actually keep both of these at max and just leave this at 50. I think that's good. Actually, do this and then just crank this down, because the problem is just that the music's loud. Which is annoying.
You lot are growing on me, and not like that fungus under the factory price.
Most certainly.
This, because you can do COD reloads, where you get the ammo back that you don't use, so that's nice. And it actually kind of makes sense because these are like energy cells in this thing, right? So theoretically speaking,
Right, let's keep up the pace. The Aegis station's still a good way off.
what am I saying? It's probably just like transferring the energy from one power cell to another. So that which actually gives an universal reason for how that's possible, or at least I think that's possible. I don't know enough about Warhammer.
I'm sorry.
There's so
if
much
that
lore that
hurts.
I kind of forget sometimes. Charger.
Music!
Don't step in the mess.
You know, it took me a while to realize that I can do this with my weapon. Because I knew that like melee weapons had the ability where you press the button and it does the move. I didn't know that also applied to your guns. Like some of them have like a flashlight on them, which is actually pretty useful for those dark areas. But this one, special thing is that I have a bayonet that I can stab people with, which is actually really useful, especially if there's that one random like weak enemy that gets close. You can just poke them.
Medicaid station is ready to access. Unit engaged. Easy system.
Shoot him. Whoa. Not gonna happen. Pure skill. God, I hate those things. This game's pretty fun though. But one problem I have, I actually tried to do videos before, but the problem I had was that all the games I wanted videos on, I already played progress on. This is just the same situation. But then again, I can always make a new video, which is probably what I'm going to do for the sake of having a series on this game, but ain't that big a deal for a game like this. Because getting to this point is pretty easy, I would say. It can just be a little tedious, especially with weapons, because they have random stats, so that could be annoying, but, you know, ain't bad. By using the crash, might change it out for. I think there's one that does like that's like a cluster bomb. I might change it out for that. Not really sure. Let me make sure that I got max in. Weapon. Don't like that's 91. That's kind of irritating.
Medical station!
Preacher's pulpit. Bet he were the first to run when it got sticky.
God, I hate these shotgunners. They're pretty annoying. I keep ending up going to press T instead of R. Because I played so much TF2 where you just don't need to reload. Look, you do need a reload, but it does it automatically for you, so you don't end up pressing R, so I just naturally go to press T, because it's the push to talk button. So, definitely playing TF2. It's fun, but because of how the controls work,
Can anyone see that?
or at least it doesn't screw with the controls, it just screws up my muscle memory if I play it a lot, so I definitely need to take a slight break, especially because I have so many hours. Well, I guess I don't really have that many hours compared to most people. I only got like a little over like 100, maybe 160 hours, maybe. Like, I'm getting close to 200 hours, but I'm still trash at the game because I can't pick a main. I don't know if I want to play the most. So that's a problem, but that, you know, it's whatever. So, you know, I should probably stop talking about Team Fortress 2 while because I'm playing Dark Side. And not Team Fortress 2, but I'll probably make a video on that. That might be good, actually, making a video. But then again, people made quite a few videos on that game. And I don't really bring much to tell about making that game funner to watch if it was from me, so somebody else. So, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know.
Medical station!
It really depends. There's a med stim there. I think someone picked it up. Yeah. This way. But yeah, if you have like the Mark 1 or the Mark 2, you want to hold down the A and F ability when you run or sprinting, because you'll go faster, and also because if you end up going to an end, you just quickly impale them. And, you know, it's pretty strong melee. Clear large groups like that pretty easily. So, you know, it's especially good. This is especially good if you suddenly get attacked by enemies out of nowhere. You can just quickly stab them. So, it's always nice to have. The problem is, like, there's so many videos on, like, every game I play, so sometimes I feel like there's no point in playing them. Like, I don't know if I want to even make a video. Like, I want to play them, but I don't want to make a video. Because so many people made videos on it already, and I don't really feel like I bring much to the table when it comes to, like, commentary or gameplay or anything. My playstyle is always very basic, which is just kind of do whatever works the best when it comes to murder. Or really just whatever. I guess maybe I can do like funny strategies here and there, but nothing to really make myself stand out. Also, I've never seen those enemies before. But yeah, that's the problem. Like, trying to enter a field, like the content creator field nowadays, but there's just so many people that make videos with so many games that, you know, if you're trying to get into it, it's kind of hard to get some new to tell, because basically everything that can be done has already been done, which is really sad for smaller channels who, you know, try to make content but nobody ends up seeing it because YouTube, one, Jesus, that is loud. YouTube, one, mainly markets like larger creators, like especially like Mr. Beast and other more popular creators that bring in a lot of profit and ad revenue for YouTube, while the smaller creators, not so much, simply because, you know, nobody's watching them, so, or very few people watching them, so therefore, you know, they end up bringing less money for the company of YouTube, so therefore they just don't put them on your For You page, which is sad, honestly. I feel like they should have a section specifically on YouTube that only shows small channels with like less than 1,000 subscribers, because I think that would be neat and it gives more people the spotlight that they need to, you know, start their channel. But I doubt it's ever gonna really happen, simply because of how YouTube markets things. Because if you bring in a lot of revenue for YouTube, like, you get really popular, right? So you get a lot of people watching them, so a lot of ad revenue. They're gonna put you on the front page of literally everything, like everywhere, on every For You page, whether someone even watches your style content or not, so that, you know, they can make more money. While smaller channels don't really get that liberty because they don't bring in very much money for YouTube, as they're less popular. So therefore, you know, they just don't get put on the For You page for anybody. So you have to end up going out of your way to find these smaller channels. So if YouTube just made a section that only showed small channels, then those channels that have like less than like 10,000 subscribers. I think less than 1,000 is definitely too low. I think less than 10,000 would be good. If you have less than 10,000 subscribers, it would show you. You would pop up on that page. That way they can get bigger, and then, which would, one, equal more money for YouTube, but two, also mean more entertainment and more people, you know, actually get to make YouTube their whole career, which is really fun, you know? Because it's one of the only places where it's flexible. 12 toughness. It's the same as this one, but I get experience. But yeah. Shredder frag grenade. I am not using the crack grenade. Huh. Anyway. But yeah, that's always sad. Especially like, because this is gonna be my first video that this is probably gonna be my first video that I put on my channel. So no one's probably gonna see this unless I, you know, like tell my friends and then I tell people. Because one of my friends already has a YouTube channel called Master Chief Stop Motion. So maybe I can ask him to.
Your insignificance is your own doing.
Explicator Zola, you are 3 cycles late for our meeting.
Support. Jesus Christ, can I speak up? You know, tell his. I mean, he only has a little under 200. What is it? I think it's like 194 subs. Hold on. He has 148. So, and if those people watch his videos often, then I could. But yeah, and I'm hoping that maybe I can be like, hey man, I know how you have a YouTube channel, so can you like tell people about mine, tell them to go watch it,
Transaction confirmed.
because that would be, you know, cool, and it's probably gonna be what I have to do. Less damage, less ammo, but more stopping power, less stability, less charge rate. Let's try this, actually. I mean, we should. I mean, I have.
Your number will come up sooner.
I have the.
Let the work begin.
I have the things for it. I have. God, what are these called?
I trust you are pleased, Varlet.
I have the plastals. These things. I have enough of those, so I can do that. What did we get? 7% reload speed, which is better than the one I was using. No respite. Up to plus 16 damage on hit, staggered enemies scaling with stagger. Chain charge attacks reduce their charge time by minus 8%, stacks 5 times. That's better than this, but this is better than that. But apparently, the Mark 1 is supposed to be the best all-round weapon. So let's go try it out on this real quick.
Yes, what?
Let's just do that, because that's the difficulty I've been playing, simply because I don't have that good of gear yet. I mean, it's decent, but it can be better. So let me see. Apparently, oh, damn, and I can charge it and then release. So I can still do this. if I still do that. And still one shots. Which is pretty good. See, how many does it? So we're at 91, 85. So it took 6. But it charges fast. That's for damn sure. It charges pretty damn fast. But let's compare it to the Mark II that I have. So let's select this Mark II. I can already tell that the melee, I'm pretty sure, is better. If I go the Mark I, slightly better. Obviously, if I do this, I think we'll use the Mark I guess. I don't know. It's hard to really tell, you know? Let me see. Should I? Well, I mean, I am doing like Death Courts of Krieg, so no, because I have to do here, then go to here, then go to this. So I'll have to go back 1. And I mean, a shredder grenade is pretty good. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. I remember it being more like a kind of thing. It, like almost looking like fireworks or like a cluster bomb. But yeah, I think that might actually be the better one. Simply because of the fact that even if it doesn't kill them on the explosion.
They come in their thousands, their millions. The war quickens.
If this person would shut up, it doesn't. Even if it doesn't kill them with the initial explosion, it'll still do a decent bit of damage over time, which can, be pretty damn useful. But yeah, so this is the Mark I. Pretty cool. I just really like the look of the Death Corps of Krieg las gun, simply because it's like a perfect combination of futuristic, but also like World War I, World War II style. I also just realized that this little reader here, for the amount I have, is actually at a slight angle, which is pretty neat. But yeah, it's like a pretty cool combination between, your sci-fi style weapon, because, it's a laser, kind of like a sci-fi Star Wars laser. So, and also, like your World War I, World War II style weaponry with the nice looking wood furniture on the stock here, and the bayonet, and the fact that it's got this like angled grip instead of pistol grip. And overall, I like how it looks. Also, it functions pretty good. But then again, the whole like style of the Death Corps of Krieg is like combining your futuristic style weaponry in the form of like your las rifles with your World War One, World War Two style weaponry, which in my opinion is pretty damn cool.
Do you sense Moro's weariness? His burdens are heavy.
But, you know, I do definitely think that they're definitely one of the cooler, if not like the coolest of the Astra Militara of the 41st millennia. But I think, in my opinion, the coolest member of the Astra Militara in the whole universe of like the futuristic side of Warhammer, like the Warhammer Horus Heresy and Warhammer 40k, would have to be the Solar Auxilia from the Great Crusade, aka the 31st millennia, aka 30k, aka Horus Heresy. God, that has so many names. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I just think that they, one, look neat, and the fact that they're like the closest to being space marines that a normal human can be is pretty neat. Oh wow, these guys actually flinch. You flinch? Okay, this dude is apparently just unfazed by that, but then these two, you shoot near them, and they flinch. That's a neat detail. I'd never noticed that. Do these guys flinch? They do flinch. I never noticed that. I doubt these guys are gonna flinch. Nope, they flinch. Nope, these guys don't. At least doesn't seem like it. Yeah, no, I don't. That's neat though. I think the reason that some flinch and others don't is like this dude here is still has a lot of his humanity left, as you can see, as most of this stuff is just armor and gear. While this dude, you probably can't, this guy is basically lost his humanity. Right? This guy still flinches because he has some humanity left. This guy doesn't flinch because he has no humanity left.
On the surface.
This dude is
We have guests.
still has his humanity, but yeah, Nurgle was not kind to this man. But then again, servants of Nurgle do see these like this pustulence and whatnot as a blessing. So who knows? Jesus, this thing hits like a truck. But yeah. But then this dude, he doesn't flinch. You flinch. This guy flinches. But I think that's a neat. I didn't notice that before, but that's a pretty neat detail that these guys actually flinch. Some of them flinch, like the more human ones that still shows some humanity left in them actually flinch when you get them shoot near them. Yeah, it's kind of hard to test with the melee because of the fact that the melee isn't just, you know, your standard, oh, wherever you're looking, that's where it hits. It's, wherever it comes in contact with a fleshy person, or really anything, during the travel time, it'll hit them, right? I'm aiming at this dude, that dude there, right? This dude. But it's hitting this guy because he's in the way of the show. Of, you know, the swing. Which means that you can hit, not like these dudes, but you can, for the dudes where it just slices through them, you can just move your mouse back and forth and hit all of them, like so. Which is pretty neat. And also look at this painting, this blood paint texture thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, it actually paints blood onto the weapons, which is actually pretty neat, and it slowly goes away. Don't know if it does it for the gun. Doesn't look like it paints it onto the gun, but it definitely paints it onto the melee. Which is pretty neat. I think Darktide is definitely one of the best, like, beginner 40k games to get, because it's not too expensive. And it has some pretty cool mechanics involved. Now you got your basic melee, you got your heavy melees, you got your special abilities, which are all different. It's definitely a slightly more complex game than others, because it has a whole leveling system, and it has a max level of 30, which means you get a max level of 30 points, because you get 1 point per level. Which means you have to actually be decisive what you pick in the skill tree, which I think is pretty neat, because it's not one of those games where you can kind of just be, I pick all abilities, I am God now. It's actually you have to decide and pick a build, and each weapon in this game, right, there's not one definitive weapon that's better than all the other, I guess, like, for the Hellborn rifles, like these things, the Mark 1 is definitively the best of the Hellborn rifles, but it's not the best rifle in the whole game, per se. It's just the best of the Hellborn rifles, but each of the rifles actually does have benefits to it. Right? Each weapon has, Mark 1 may be the best overall. There are some perks of each variant that make it better, but this Mark 1 Hellborn is not the best type of weapon in the game. Each weapon, right? And the shovel is not the best type of weapon in the game. It's, right? Which I think is pretty neat, which allows you to, you know, do proper builds and really experiment with stuff. Like, you could use the bolter, but it has its downsides. Every weapon has pros and cons, so you actually have to be very particular at what you want to do, because, you know, you gotta actually make a build. So that's why, in my opinion, Darktide is definitely one of the better beginner games for 40k, like people that want to get into 40k, simply because it doesn't constantly throw lore in your face, right? Like, there is lore, right? And there is lore in the game, and it can, right? And it will put some lore, like, in your face, right? But the lore it gives is very simplistic and very easy to understand. Once you, right? It's very easy, and for you to understand, you can, like, be like, oh, that makes sense very quickly, instead of having to sit there and think about it for a while, which is the problem with some 40k games, where it just or really, just, like, 40k media in general, where it'll just throw a bunch of lore in your face out of nowhere, which is not good for your
Let me
beginner,
guide you in the act of penance.
40k person that wants to get into 40k. Which I think is definitely why, if you're new to 40k, pick Darktide. I know that, like, the idea,
Faith. Find it, and perhaps...
I hear you, Explicator, but I need more bodies on the ground.
where it's like, oh, well, this game lets me be a space marine. I want to play. Don't. That's a love. Okay, I know it looks enticing, but this game is better. It's very simple. It's a very simplistic game. Not a lot of lore, but there is lore, and it's fun. So if you're new to Warhammer and you just want to get a very basic understanding of it, play Darktide. I know that you want to play, you know, you want to play the one that lets you be the big the big dude in the big armor, big suit of armor, and look neat, but don't. Hello, hello. Okay. Don't. I mean, you can if you want to, but I would say start with Darktide, especially because, you know, you're playing as a normal human instead of a space marine. But, yeah, if you want to, you could totally play a different game to start with. But I personally would say that Darktide is definitely where you want to start. Why did none? Okay, this guy has things, but the others
It's
don't.
painfully obvious the Mobiums ain't in this alone. They're
But
getting
yeah,
help from within
Darktide,
Tertium.
good game.
Fortunately,
Not
the shifting
that
battlefronts have opened
expensive.
up
I
access
think
to archive
it's
of
like
Sycorax. Get in,
$20,
access the deep
$30,
archives,
which
and bring us
isn't
back
that
something
bad.
juicy. We've got seditionists to root out.
And it's pretty fun. It has a pretty good gameplay loop that you can do over and over again. So that's nice. it can get, and the thing is, it can get a tiny bit tedious, but not as tedious as other games like it, where there's, you know, levels involved, and you have to be a certain level to unlock stuff. Like Helldivers, for example, great game, but sometimes it just kind of feels like it can be very grindy. Like, I love Helldivers 2, I love the universe of Helldivers 2, and I love playing it, but the problem is that it can be so grindy at times, and it just can just not be fun to play, because you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's not even like a fun kind of doing the same thing over and over again, where there is, right, where even though it's the same mission, it's slightly different. But with Helldivers, it's like, if you do the same mission over and over again, it's the same mission over and over again. Yeah, it's the terrain's slightly different, but it still can be, especially if you're like me and usually end up playing solo because your friends don't play Helldivers 2 or really any multiplayer games for that matter, and the ones they do play are games that you just don't care to play. It can suck, especially because of the new update where they made it where the less people on squad there is, the more enemies that spawn, which in my opinion is stupid. It should be the more players on a team, the more enemies there are. Because strategically it makes the most sense. Or at least for the Necron, or not called Necrons, the automatons. It should be more players, more enemies, less players, less enemies. Because the Necrons are smart. They know that if there's like one Helldiver, they should send less of their bots, because, you know, it's one dude. He's not gonna be able to cause as much damage as a squad of 4. But if there's 4 people, that's a lot of Helldivers. That can be a very big problem, so they're gonna send in more units. Now, for the is it Terminids? I think, I don't remember. The Tyranids? Is it Tyranids or Terminids? I think it's Terminids. The bugs. It should just be, no matter how many people there are, it should just be a crap ton. Right? Because they're not as smart as the bots. They probably don't have very many neurons, so they probably just see a thing and go, kill it, so they just send a whole bunch. But I think that should be done simply to give each type of enemy, or each, you know, like the bots and the bugs work differently. Well, the bots, the less people on your squad there are, the less bots there are, because, you know, they're smart and can make proper strategies. While for the bugs, they just send they just send a crap ton of bugs, because, you know, they're stupid. They're just a hive mind, and they can't, you know, make strategies like, oh, there's one Helldiver, let's send less people than if there's 4. No, they're just gonna be like, oh, there's a person that isn't a bug, kill it. Just send as many people as possible and kill the hell out of it, right? That, in my opinion, makes the most amount of sense. And then, you know, it would be less annoying for people like myself who don't have friends that play Helldivers. So therefore they usually have to play alone, unless they get, you know, some random people join their team, or they join random people. But that in itself has problems because of, you know, how their servers work, where you can just randomly be kicked out of the game and have to basically restart. Steam, it's like there have been times where I joined someone else's the lobby, and it'll just kick me out saying that connection was lost, and I have to restart Steam entirely because it completely shut down the network for me. Simply because I joined somebody else's game. But then as soon as they join my game, it's perfectly fine. So I think the problems with the networking can make it where playing solo is like the only real, like either playing solo or having like your friends join you is only the like true reliable, like 100% reliable way of doing it. And even then, there's still networking problems simply because of the fact that it's a always online no matter what kind of game, simply because of, you know, what it is. Like, I love Helldivers and I want to keep playing it, but there's just problems with it. Like, it's way too grindy in my opinion. And also, you know, the whole networking issues that can definitely make the game pretty annoying to play at times.
If ever you wish to experience every